Hi everyone, my name is Lamph and I am a mezzo-soprano with Resurgam. Things have been a bit strange recently, so I'm speaking to you today from my living room in London, and instead of doing a live concert, I am going to perform at home. Today I want to talk a little bit about Henry Purcell, or Purcell, and his music. I should state that I am not an academic. I am a singer. It is possible to be both, but not in my case. Purcell was born 350-ish years ago in 1659 in London. He grew up a stone's throw from Westminster Abbey. He became a chorister in the Chapel Royal at the at the age of 9. I think his whole family were musicians. Apparently he started composing when he was 9, but his first known composition is from when he was 11. So late starter. I've got a little picture of him here because it's always nice to put a name to the face. Here he is, absolute babe. Someone else didn't get to the hairdressers in lockdown either. Something we can all relate to. One thing that stuck out to me when I was reading about him was that, thinking about the whole coronavirus thing, he also lived through a pandemic, but it kind of put ours in perspective. He lived through the bubonic plague in London, which killed 100,000 people, which at that time was a quarter of the population. And as if that wasn't bad enough, it was followed by the Great Fire of London, which, burned loads of houses down, burned St Paul's Cathedral down, loads of churches, but still he came out on top. So I hope you enjoy today's chat. In 1680, Purcell wrote the opera Dido and Aeneas. I have one I made earlier here. It wasn't performed until 1689. The piece that I am going to perform today is Dido's Lament, which I think is absolutely heartbreaking, and it's definitely one of his most well-known works. What you may not know about this is that the librettist named Tate was in fact Irish, so there's a little Irish connection to Dido and Aeneas. The aria Dido's Lament is over a ground bass, which is a pattern of notes which is repeated over and over throughout the piece, and it's usually in the lowest part, and then the parts above, so in this case me, the singer, do different things. The ground bass in this piece is just 5 bars, and it just happens over and over again the whole way through the piece. And today I am joined by my glamorous assistant. Here he is, absolute beauty, Miles Lallement, and his glamorous assistant, our beautiful harpsichord. I should just explain that we have been having a few technical difficulties with the harpsichord, but as neither of us really know what we're doing in terms of fixing it, we have to wait for professional help, which isn't available in lockdown. But Miles, would you mind just demonstrating for everyone the ground bass? Simples. So listen out for that in the performance. You'll notice that it just goes on and on while I'm doing something totally different on top. Enjoy.
No
The lovely Irishman Niall Tate is also believed to have written the libretto for one of Purcell's odes, Come Ye Sons of Art Away. This is one of my personal favourites, I think because it features the alto, and you know, I sing alto. My favourite movement in this piece is Sound the Trumpet, which is an alto duet, and very luckily for us today, Miles is also an alto as well as playing the harpsichord, so we're going to be able to do a little performance of it for you. It also has a ground bass, and do you want to just play them the... So in this piece the ground bass modulates, and Miles and I are going to be playing the role of trumpets. So yeah, hope you enjoy it. Purcell wrote over 100 songs, and there are loads of them that I absolutely love, but this is a personal favourite, An Evening Hymn. And this time the text is not by an Irishman, it's by the Dr. William Fuller, the late Lord Bishop of Lincoln. It's a devotional text, but I don't think that it was intended for liturgical purposes or performance. Again, our friend, the ground bass, is back again. You can see this is obviously one of Purcell's favourite techniques. We're having a minor technical difficulty involving the harpsichord because one of the notes that we really need for the ground bass is missing. So I'm just going to show you. Sorry, I know that this is probably in reverse for you, but anyway, Miles is just going to play the ground bass. Broken note. So we hope that it won't ruin the performance too much for you.
Good night to the soul.
everyone, the last piece that we're going to perform for you today is from Purcell's Ode on St. Cecilia's Day, also known as Hail Bright Cecilia. So Cecilia was the patron saint of music, and Purcell, like lots of other composers, wrote several pieces to celebrate the feast day. This one, unlike his others, this one's for quite large forces, and I'll just, again, sorry about the backwardsness, but you can kind of see these are the movements. Today we're actually going to do the duet for alto and tenor, even though we're two altos, called In Vain the Amorous Flute, and normally it would be accompanied by recorders, but we don't have any. I did actually want one for lockdown, but it didn't work out, so we're just going to have harpsichords, so you can just imagine the recorders. So thanks for listening, everyone. I forgot to mention that also, I hope that it says in here. But anyway, the text for this is also by an Irish person, but a different one. I think his name is Nicholas Brady, but I don't think this copy tells me. And I think he's from County Cork. So there you go. Anyway, spoiler alert. The reason that we chose to sing something from this work is that there is a rumour that when things return to normal, Resurgam will be performing this piece. So keep an eye out on their social media. Make sure to book your tickets when it's possible. It will be better with all the instruments, but you know, we do what we can. Anyway, hope you're all keeping well. Bye from us.